I want to go across to our guests who are joining us this evening. Captain Ganesh Karnik is spokesperson of the BJP. Sanket Yenagi is lawyer and spokesperson of the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee. Vinay Kumar Singh is an author and columnist. And Sumanth C Raman, our political analyst, also joining us. Sanket Yenagi, let me start with you. Is there any plausible reason as to why your party has not taken action against Mr. Jarkiholi? It's one thing to say what he said, maybe as a slip of the tongue, maybe as a misunderstanding. But today, he's doubling down on it, saying he's challenging everyone to prove him wrong. Basically, he's showing no remorse, and yet your party has not taken any action against him. Why?
We have heard the speech made by Mr. Satish Jarkiholi, wherein in a public platform he is discussing about so many aspects. In the meantime, he has also initiated a discussion on this, saying that Hindu is not a term of India. It has been borrowed from Persia, and he referred to the definition of that term or the meaning of that term in Persia. So he wanted to have a discussion or a wider discussion on that topic or that subject in detail, and in the course of which he has referred to certain terms about the Hindu and Hinduism. And as such, the party has already made it clear that it is his personal opinion, for which he alone is responsible and accountable and answerable to the general public as well to the Congress
But
party.
Mr. Yenagi, the point is, here is a senior leader, I believe he's the working president of the KPCC. If he is going to say absolutely reprehensible stuff like Hindu word means dirty, it's not an Indian word, it's been borrowed, so what is Bharat's relationship with it? And your party does nothing about it. I'm sorry, what sort of message is that sending?
So first of all, the meaning of Hindu in Persian, which he has referred to, whether it is dirty or otherwise, as he meant, is the meaning which has been borrowed from the Persian dictionary, not from India.
But why should we bother about what Persian dictionary says what the origins of Hindu are? Everybody knows what the origins of Hindu are. Why do you need a Persian dictionary for that?
He has referred to the quotations from the Persian dictionary, for which reason we have said there was absolutely no reason for him to initiate that discussion. But however, he wanted to have the discussion as to
Please tell me what action your party is taking. That's all what viewers want to know. What action is your party taking?
We have already issued him the notice, and he would be explaining it with all the particulars.
Okay.
Then the party will contemplate any action if at all it is really needed.
Oh, okay.
And it is not that.
If it is really needed, you believe that what he has said is not worthy of any action. It doesn't require any action. If needed is what you've just said.
No, let me complete that sentence. I would say we are the party of discipline. We follow the principles of natural justice. We will not condemn anyone unheard.
Okay.
And we have already condemned it.
Let me ask Captain Ganesh Karnik. This is, 2 days ago what he said we've already played. Today this is what Satish Jarkiholi said. There is nothing wrong in what I said. There are hundreds of records about how the Persian word Hindu came about. It's been mentioned in Swami Dayanand Saraswati's book Satyarth Prakash and Dr. G.S. Patil's book Basava Bharada. Is he trying to initiate a debate on the origins of the word Hindu, or is this downright an insult to the word Hindu and to the practitioners of Hinduism?
Zaka, good evening, and good evening to all my co-panelists also. A severely condemnable statement made by former minister and the working president of party, and I don't think Congress has to look around to for an escape route by saying that it's his personal statement and all that. This is Congress DNA. They have always tried to insult the Hindu sentiments, whether it is Ram Janmabhoomi, whether it is Ram Setu, whether it is cow slaughter, illegal transport of cattle, anything for that matter. They have always taken a stand to appease a particular community. This is in continuation of what they have been doing all these years. So I strongly condemn and I demand an unconditional apology by the Congress party, because it's a Congress party working president who has said this. Mm-hmm. So I have no second thoughts. Just before elections, they have to create this kind of a division, hurting the sentiments of the majority community. And they have done, or they have played this dirty trick again and again. So I condemn this statement. Totally.
So let me ask Sumanth Raman. There is no justification for what Satish Jarkiholi said. But what I'm still curious to understand is, why is the Congress party seemingly not taking any action against him? On the one hand, You have Rahul Gandhi displaying his Shiv Bhakti and Janeu Dhari and all of that, Hindutva light, as some commentators called it. And then you have leaders like Satish Jarkiholi openly insulting Hindus, and the Congress party is not taking any action against him.
Zaka, first of all, the Congress party has unequivocally condemned what he said. Mr. D.K. Shivakumar has said that a show cause notice will be issued, and they are following the process. I mean, you have to call the man and hear him out before you take any kind of disciplinary action against him. Now, the second part is that Mr. Jarkiholi happens to be a rationalist. He is not in the sense of worshipping Hindu. He is a rationalist, and he has been fighting for a very long time for an anti-superstition bill. He's even gone and slept in graveyards to bolster his causes. So I think that you have to understand that these are purely a man's personal views based on his rationalist thinking.
Sumant, can I ask one? No, Sumant, can I ask one question? No, one second. Can I ask Can I have a 10-second intervention?
Yes.
Would Mr. Fair enough. Mr. Jarkiholi is a rationalist. He's not a practicing Hindu. He's not a believing Hindu. But would he dare to ask the same questions of Islam or Christianity or Sikhism or any other religion? He wouldn't, right? Somehow, when it comes to Hinduism in this country, some people believe there's a free pass. Mr. Jarkiholi believes there's a free pass.
Look, Zaka. There are two parts to it. One, the origin of the word Hindu that he claimed. Now, that can be part of an intellectual debate. Clearly, what was unacceptable was to say that the meaning of the word is dirty. That is completely unacceptable. But the first part of his statement, to make a claim, and he says that here are two books which say the same thing. Now, that could be particularly something that would need intellectual debate. But clearly, he should not have said about the meaning being horrible or dirty.
It comes back to that same thing. I think last time when we spoke, it was a Mr. Kamal Hassan who said, there was no word called Hindu when the Cholas were ruling. All of this points to a certain free pass, a certain leeway that is given only to one religion in this country, which is Hinduism. You can attack it, you can punch holes in it, and there are no consequences to pay for it. But none of these people would dare ask the same questions about Islam or Christianity or Sikhism or Buddhism or any other religion for that matter. Somehow, when it comes to Hindu gods, symbols, deities, you can say whatever you want and you can get away with it. That is the free pass that I'm talking about.
Do you want Mr. Jarkiholi to abuse other religions also?
I don't want him to abuse any religion.
He is secular.
I don't want him to abuse any religion. All I'm saying is, if he's a rationalist, and surely rationalists should be as opposed to Islam or Christianity as they are opposed to Hinduism. For a rationalist, all religions are anathema.
No, my point is, I'm not defending what Mr. Jarkiholi said. I'm saying that to link what he said with the views of Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, the Congress party, and various other people will have to come and apologize for what
No, I did not say that. I did not say that at all in the last 8 minutes of this conversation. All I said was, and it's a very limited point. Let me ask Tushar Gupta this. Should there be any visible, demonstrable action against Mr. Jarkiholi or no? Given the fact that he is a working president of the party in Karnataka, has been a multiple-time minister before, has been a multiple-term MLA before, a very senior leader. And secondly, Tushar, the fact that he's showing no remorse. He's doubling down. He's saying, I challenge you to prove me wrong. That shows no remorse. That's exactly why, and that's all the more reason why the Congress party should not just be taking action against him, but should be seen to be taking action against him. That is not happening. Tushar.
That is happening.
Good evening, Zaka. The answer to your question is fairly simple. Should there be action? Absolutely yes. Would there be action? Absolutely not. How did the Bharat Jodo Yatra begin? Rahul Gandhi was meeting a pastor who said Jesus is the real God. There is no God like Shakti or whatever. He started the Bharat Jodo Yatra with the insult to Hindus and Hinduism, 1 billion of them. Now, you have this minister from Karnataka doubling down on his statements because he's taking a cue from his leader. So the Congress may condemn his statements. The Congress may want to distance themselves from the statement made there. But what Rahul Gandhi did at the beginning of the Yatra, his legislators, his ministers are only doubling up as the Yatra progresses. And look at the cheekiness of Sumanth C Raman here. He says he's not a Hindu, he's a rationalist. will the panelist also say that someone who's a Sikh is not a rationalist, someone who teaches Islam is a rationalist? There should be space for intellectual debate as to when Hinduism or Hindu term was coined. Will he ask the same question today to any other religion, that let's have a debate on the origins of Islam or Sikhism or Christianity and label it as an intellectual debate? See, it's very simple to cloak everything in the garb of an intellectual debate when it comes to Hinduism, when the other religions are not offered the same treatment. All everyone says is allow for intellectual debate, but don't show your bias, don't show your hatred or your demeaning attitude towards one religion alone. Unfortunately, in the Congress, the buck starts.
I'll come to you, Suman. Give him 10 seconds. Let him finish. Tushar, finish quickly.
Unfortunately, within the Congress, Zaka, it started with Rahul Gandhi at the beginning of the yatra. So what this minister has done comes as no surprise. Rather unfortunate, but I don't think there will be any action.
Okay, Sumant, respond to it. I mean, like I said, Mr. Jarkiholi, again, once again, let me just paraphrase what Tushar is saying. Mr. Jarkiholi, as a rationalist, was well within his right to ask, what about the origins of Islam? What about the origins of Christianity? What about the origins of Buddhism? I mean, he doesn't have a problem with any of those religions, but he has a problem with the origin of Hinduism.
No, 1 minute. We do not know whether he has problems or not, but he has not spoken in the near recent past about other religions, so therefore we assume. Now, Zaka, my point is simple. What the panelists are basically saying is that there are certain religions which are extremely intolerant and against criticism, and why should we alone be tolerant? We should also be intolerant. Now, that is the argument. Hinduism has survived for centuries based on tolerance. Hindutvavadis have not saved Hinduism for the last 9 centuries, right? I mean, Zaka, my simple point is, has Hinduism survived? It has survived invasion, conquest of the worst kind. Billions have perished, but the religion has thrived and succeeded in flourishing in this country. It was not saved by Hindutvavadis. It was not saved by those who say that we should become as intolerant as some other people.
Okay, so let Captain Karnik respond to that. If Hinduism has survived thousands of years, it's not because, it cannot take a slight or two. I mean, Jarkiholi, making a comment, an obnoxious comment like this, is not going to dent Hinduism, is the argument being made by Sumanth Raman. Captain Karnik.
Zaka, Suman Raman says Jarkiholi has been a rationalist. I think Mr. Suman Raman is very irrational in calling him a rationalist, number one. Number two, he asks a question to you. Do you want Jarkiholi to be abusive on other faiths? That means he admits that Jarkiholi has been abusive on Hinduism. So this is being absolutely irrational. He is not a rationalist. He has taken an opportunity to insult the majority community. He must apologize. The party has to take an action.
But Captain, what about the question he asked? Please answer the question he asked. He says, Sumanth Raman says, Hinduism is not such a delicate thing that one or two people saying something obnoxious about it is not going to dent it. It has survived for thousands of years in this country because Hindus are tolerant. That's why the religion has survived.
The religion is intrinsically tolerant.
Okay, the religion itself is intrinsically tolerant. Okay.
No, I do agree that
Captain Karnik.
Yeah,
Captain Karnik first.
Yes, Mrs. Zaka, I totally agree that Hinduism has been the most tolerant religion in this world. But that doesn't mean that it is the weakness of the Hinduism. Mr. Suman Raman or Mr. Satish Jarkiholi, if they call themselves as rational or if they boast themselves to be secular, will they apply the same principle to all the faiths?
No, that's the question I asked, Sumant. I mean, Mr. Jarkiholi has not said anything about origins of Islam, origins of Christianity. I mean, if he's a rationalist, he should be as opposed to any religion. Okay, Tushar, and then I'm going to Sanket Yenagi after that. Tushar, yeah.
Zaka, one simple point. Tolerance, inclusivity, these are the strengths of Hinduism, not weaknesses. These cannot be labeled as excuses to demean Hinduism in the garb of intellectual debates. Let's not confuse these things. That's all.
No, the other